Hey, what's up guys? It's been a while since I've done a vlog. This is going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to be sitting here talking about what happened this last weekend. Because I went to England. Squid flew me out for his birthday. Most of you are going to know who Squid is, obviously, if you're watching this channel right now. But if not, you know, I'll leave links in the description below. It was an eventful weekend. Lots of flights, planes, trains, buses. It was ridiculous. But it was all worth it. We had a great time. I had a lot of fun. So if you don't know, I went to England, somewhere between like Manchester and Leeds. Somewhere in between there for a couple days and then flew home. But we went paintballing, we went like indoor sledding, we went bowling, played arcades and games and Nerf guns. We had a lot of fun. So I'm just going to talk about it and talk about what happened. I'll try to throw some clips in when I can. We didn't get like a bunch of footage, but I did film quite a bit of the paintball event, which was awesome. Paintball was incredible. So starting with what happened from the beginning. So I had to catch a shuttle to go to the airport. So I got on like a van from close to where we live, ride the shuttle to the airport. We get there, you know, you get situated, go through security, go do all that stuff. Takes forever. You get to the airplane terminal, to the gate, right? And you wait, you sit around. I had some Panda Express. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see some of the stuff that we did and some of the stuff that I did. I'm waiting there. We get on the plane. Everybody's on the plane now, and this is in Phoenix. And we're sitting there. Everybody's there, and they're like, sorry for the inconvenience. Everybody's gonna have to get off the plane. There's a hole in the plane. Like, what does that even mean? Like, is it like a little hole? Is it a big hole? Was it like a bullet hole? Like, what kind of hole is in the plane? So everybody gets off the plane, and now I've got a connecting flight in Philadelphia that I've only got like an hour and 10 minutes to catch, and now it's being delayed. Like, if I don't get there in time, I'm not gonna make my flight. So we all get off. We run to another terminal where they're like, yeah, you guys get on this plane. So 45 minutes later, we get on this plane. You gotta wait and sit in there forever, and then finally we leave. We take off. We go to Philadelphia. Land in Philadelphia. My plane's supposed to take off at like 8:50, the next plane, and it's 8:50. And so I get out there, and the guy's like, here, take this ticket. You're going to use this ticket to go to London. I'm like, I'm not going to London. He's like, yeah, but you'll just have to stay there overnight, and then they'll fly you to Manchester. I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I just hauled butt, right? I started running, and it was like, of course, like, we land in this terminal here, and I got to go to the very last terminal at the very last gate. So I'm running as fast as I can, as hard as I can. I got my little backpack on. I'm sweating. It's hot. In Philadelphia, there's snow on the ground, but I'm sweating. It's so hot inside there, and I'm running as fast as I can. And I get there, and everybody, there's all the people, the crew that work there at the airport are waiting at that gate, and they're cheering. They're like, yeah, come on, you can do it. And so the plane hadn't left yet, but I've got like all these extra tickets for other planes. I didn't even use them. Anyways, I made it there, get on the plane. I'm huffing and puffing. Like 35, 40 minutes later, the plane is still sitting there. I don't know what's going on. Finally, it takes off. I didn't even sleep. I watched like a few movies. Watched like Hercules, some Lucy movie. The Monument of Man. I watched some movies. We get there and we land. I finally land in Manchester. You go through customs and stuff, right? So when you get there, you go through customs, and they're like asking you questions like, "What are you doing here? You know, what's the purpose of this visit?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a birthday with some friends." Okay, well, what's their name? What's their numbers? How do you know these people? And I'm like, the internet? And then they just look at you like you're crazy. Like, what are you doing here meeting people from the internet? But anyways, you get through that, and I get down there, and I'm like, I realize that I forgot to figure out my phone, because you got to change stuff over, and I didn't do it. I can't call Squid or Tom or anybody. And so I'm like, great. How are they going to know where I am? So I was on airport Wi-Fi, and I was able to use like text messaging apps and stuff, and I text Lily, and I was like, hey, could you try to get a hold of them and tell them I'm here? And it was like 3 minutes. I was only there for like 3 minutes, you know, waiting like to where you go outside. And somebody tapped me on my shoulder, and it was Tom. So Tom was there. He picked me up. It was awesome. I didn't have to worry about nothing. It was really cool to see him. And so great. So that was cool. We picked me up, drove out, went and checked out his mom and dad's, which was really cool. It was like a super old house. I mean, a lot of the houses over there are really old, which, I mean, a lot of you probably already know that, but if you don't know, I mean, they're old. So this house was like built in 1912, and then since like the early 1930s, it's been in their family ever since then. Tom's mom and dad, their aunt and uncle, their grandparents, they've lived in this house. It's really cool. And then we left there, went to Squid's house, which was super awesome too. He's got a really cool house. He's got some cool pets and stuff, which was neat, and spiders and snakes, and then of course the dogs. So Tom and I pulled up. Actually, it was awesome, right? So Tom and I are driving in his little hatchback car that he's got, and there's snow and ice on the ground, and we're going down the street, and there's like a driveway to go into their house, but you can't really see anything. There's like a wall and some trees, and I was like, yeah, do a power slide, put your e-brake, you know, and slide into the driveway and then take off. So he's like, okay, so we're cruising, he does a power slide, and we're like, "Aah!" And right there as we go to the driveway, there's this moving van. It's all beep, beep, beep. We're like, oh no. So he had to hurry up and move out of the way. And anyway, Squid like bought a new TV or something, and they're delivering it, which that thing was awesome too. But get to the house, get to see Squid and stuff, say hello and hang out for a little bit. And then like on this trip, there's like a bunch of firsts for me of like meeting everybody or certain people. So like Ash showed up, James showed up, James MC showed up not too long after, which was cool because I haven't met them before. So yeah, got there. We all went out to lunch and stuff. It was great. I was like dead to the world. I hadn't slept in like I don't know how many hours, like 20 hours or something. I was super tired. And the kids just got home from school. But anyways, so that was cool. Went to lunch. I had to go to like currency exchange place, you know, change up some money. Ash and I had this idea to ambush Stamps and Squashy and Lee because they were coming later that night, which was the first time I got to meet Squashy and Lee, which is super cool. But I set the camera up and we Nerf gunned them because we got a bunch of Nerf guns and we were gonna shoot them, right? And Nicole, and I got to meet Nicole obviously that day too, which is Squid's girlfriend. And she was there, so that was great, and ambush. That's not right. Hey!
Yeah, that was enough.
So we ambushed and we had Nerf gun wars like all night that night when they came in, and we just Nerf gunned it up. But then had to go to bed because we had to get up early to go play paintball, which was epic. Paintball was awesome, had so much fun. This was at a place called Delta Force. We don't have anything that I know of like that, at least not where I live in Arizona. There are some paintball places, but this place was epic. It was outside in the woods, but it was just epic camp setup, like different game modes, like different Call of Duty style game modes. You know, you had like team death matches and capture the flag. We had like plant the bomb. There was a bunch of cool stuff, so we got a little bit of that. We did really cool, and I won a Top Gun award.
Hey. Let's do it. Yeah, take it in.
Yeah, I mean, what did you expect? But got the Top Gun award. It was awesome. It's like they keep track of the teams and the scores and stuff. They did a really good job. There's a bunch of people there. We got to meet some kids that were there. It was really cool. So paintball was epic. I'll try to throw in like a montage of that. I might do maybe a separate video. It depends on how much footage I have. But I'm gonna throw in some clips. It was great. Ash scored some awesome points. Stamps did a crazy dolphin dive. We had smoke grenades, smoke bombs. There was like a rainbow of smoke bombs that went down at this one game. It was awesome. Had a lot of fun playing paintball. So that was cool. So next day we had to get up again early. We're gonna go bowling and indoor sledging. We call it sledding. They call it, some of you people call it sledging. I don't know. I didn't get into why, but we couldn't figure out why we called it what. So we went there to this place. It was awesome. It was like Escape or something. Some place, kind of like a giant mall, but there's like restaurants, arcades, and bowling, and indoor sledging, which was awesome. So we went to the place, and Squid booked all this stuff, like the paintball and the sledding and stuff. He had everything ready to go. He had a plan for once. You know, he's not the best at making plans, but thanks, Squid. It was awesome. I had an epic time. It was a lot of fun. So we went sledding. We got some pictures of that, but we couldn't really take our cameras in there. They wouldn't let you, but it was cool. It's just a big indoor sledding place. There's like slopes. People are skiing and snowboarding, and there's lifts that take you up to the very top. But we had a blast. We were on these like uniski things. There's like one ski, and you like sit in it with this pole, and you put your legs up. Anyways, it was crazy. It was fun. We went there. Went to TGI Fridays afterwards, which was cool. Met this really awesome kid, Joseph, and another kid, Mason, and they had dinner with us, and it was cool. And we had a lot of fun with that. And then went home, played some more games, of course. And then I had to get up early and leave. So you know, I was there like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then I had to get up, and we had to leave. And Stamps is like, he's always organized, right? So he's like, get up, you gotta go, FinnBall, you got stuff to do. We gotta get you to that train and get you to the airport. I was like, dude, it's still early, like my flight doesn't leave till noon. And Squid said that the train station's like 5 minutes down the road. Well, of course, Stamps is right, like always. And Squid's idea of right down the road isn't right down the road. It was like miles away. So we get in the truck. Squid's driving us to the train station, and now it's we say goodbye to everybody. But now it's me and Stamps, Squishy, and Lee, and Squid, and we're all in the truck going to the train station. And we had booked tickets beforehand, right? And you go to the little ticket booth machine and you print them out. Stamps is like, dude, we need to leave early because things can happen. Things can happen and you could be late. And I'm like, all right. So I'm taking my time. I'm getting ready. It takes me forever to get ready. I showered and stuff. But we leave, say goodbye to everybody that was at the house. And Squid's mom and dad, and they were super nice and really awesome. It was a pleasure meeting them. And then we're going down the road. So we're going down the road, and it's traffic, like back-to-back traffic. And I'm like, oh, great. And Stamps is like, you know, see, I told you so. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, we're not that far away. It's not that late, right? Our train left at like 9:12, and it's like 8:55. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little nervous. We get there. It's 9 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, we need to hurry up. It's 9 o'clock. And we're like, bye. See you later, buddy. So Stamps, Lee, and Squishy, they're getting a train too because they're going home, and they're going to just take a train all the way home, but I got to go to the airport. So we get in the train station. Ticket machines aren't working. We can't get the ticket machines to print out the tickets. So we go to the front desk lady, you know, whoever, the customer service or whatever, and she's like, oh yeah, we know they're not working. And it's like, why not put a sign up? But anyways, they know they're not working. They give us this little piece of paper that says, oh yeah, get on the train. We get out there. Cool. We got some time. We made it. But if I had been later, we probably wouldn't have made it if I had taken more time. So I get a coffee. It was great. Had a little cup of coffee, wait. Train shows up, get on the train, and then they're like, oh hey, by the way, they had to cancel the trains to the airport. So I was like, what? And Stamps is laughing again. He's like, I told you so. I was like, okay, maybe you're right. You know, it's probably good to plan ahead and leave early. I'm just not used to it. So we're there and we're riding the train, and we get to Manchester, or I think that's where we're going. Yeah, Manchester. And then we get out, and they're like, well, okay, well, there's going to be some buses. You can get on the bus. I'm tired of traveling. Airplanes, and then you got to take trains, and then at the airport, when you're in the airports, a lot of these airports, you got to take trains at the airport to get to other terminals. Like, they're so massive that you can't just walk to one. You gotta hop on a train and take you to another one. And then they're like, oh wait, I'll get to that. So we get out, and we leave the train station, and I gotta say goodbye to Stamps and Squashy and Lee. And you know, I get on the bus, and they're like, oh, maybe there's not enough room on the bus now. So I'm like, great, now I'm gonna have to wait even longer. But luckily, there was a seat left. The guy took my luggage, and I got on the bus, and I ride the bus to the airport. And that was like 35-minute ride. Wasn't too bad. Get to the airport, go through security, and now I'm by myself again. But I check my bags and stuff, and they don't tell you at some of these airports where your flight is. They don't tell you like what terminal. They tell you what terminal. They don't tell you what gate, and they don't tell you what time it's arriving or departing. And I'm like, what? So you gotta wait until like 30 minutes before, and then bam, it pops up on one of those screens saying, okay, you're gonna be at this. It's like, if you've never been to that airport though, you're gonna get lost. It takes time. Luckily, I found my way easily enough. The signs and everything were readable. I went to the gift shop, picked up a few things, some coffee mugs. Got this cool coffee mug, Mind the Gap. So I got another one. I don't know where it's at. Got a few things. Go opener here. It says Manchester. Which is cool. Trains, right? So I had to ride planes and trains and buses. I had to ride the train, or the plane. I had to ride the plane from Manchester to London. Okay, so I had to take the plane from Manchester to London. It was like an hour flight. It took longer to get through everything. Then I get to London. I had to wait again to find out where my gate was. They don't tell you where the gate is until, like I said, 30 minutes before. Find the gate, get on the plane, and then I flew from London. Instead of going from London to Phoenix, right? I had to go from London, so this will be London now. I had to go from London to Seattle, Washington, which is way up here, right? And I think it has something to do with the Super Bowl being in Phoenix and like all these flights going back and forth from Phoenix to Seattle. So I didn't get to just go to Phoenix. I had to go to Seattle, and then I had to wait. Then I had to change flights. They had to change my plane. It was delayed. Everybody's getting off. They're like, "Yeah, Seahawks!" Everybody's getting off the planes. I'm like, I just want to go home. So it's late and waiting and waiting. Finally, I get onto a plane. Alaskan Airlines, they were super cool too. I get on the plane and fly down to Phoenix now. So that's like, went from London to Seattle, which was way up top of the country, right? Northwest part. And then I had to fly back down south to Arizona, which didn't make much sense to me, but it is what it is. So now I'm in Phoenix. I get there, it takes forever. It was only a 2-hour flight from there, which isn't bad. You go and you run like way to the other side of the airport and get your bags. So I'm waiting. Bag never shows up. Never shows up. Everybody else got their bag. Well, it's like 10 o'clock or so, and I gotta catch the shuttle, right, to get back home. Like, I got to the airport, I got to take it back home. Well, at the airport, they're in like 1 hour increments, and if I didn't catch this one, I was gonna have to wait another hour, and it was like at 10:15. So, and it's like a few hour ride home. So I go to the like desk there, and I'm like, "Hey, well, my luggage is gone." And I could see my name already on a piece of paper on her desk, and she's like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "It's right there." And she's like, "We're so sorry, but in Seattle, because of all the shenanigans that was going on, they lost my luggage. They put it on a different plane. So now I gotta wait for that." And I'm trying to fill out this paper. It's like 10:05, right? I'm like, "Hurry up, let's get this going. Like, here's my address. Just send it to me. I want to get home as soon as possible. I'm tired of sitting around. I'm tired of driving and flying and riding next to people all squished up, and this guy over here smells bad, and then this guy over here's got his shoes off, and then this guy won't stop talking." Anyways, it's ridiculous. It's awesome that you can go all the way around the world, pretty quick. That kind of stuff's amazing. It's just uncomfortable. But finally, it's like 10:12, and the thing leaves at 10:15. And I run over there, and I'm like, "Hey, can I catch the shuttle?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, it hasn't even got here yet." So awesome. Got to catch the shuttle ride home, and I tried to sleep, but it was packed, of course. That shuttle was packed, so you're sitting like this, like, "Hey, how's it going, bro?" "Oh yeah, it's going pretty good." But I got home. It was like 1 a.m., which was lame. And then I went to bed, and it wasn't even at my house, actually. That was at my mom and dad's house, and then I have to drive like another 2 hours from there to get to my actual house. But it was a good trip. It was fun. I hope I got some cool clips in there. And yeah, just a talking vlog where I just talked about the trip. I hope it was interesting. I had a good time. So we'll be doing a couple more things up now. Trying to keep going with the FinnVlogs. Because I don't know, I just don't feel like my life's interesting enough to film. So when stuff happens, that's when we make some videos. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.